This is our 30th program in IAP Trivandrum Tuesday series, and I am very thankful for to all the IAP Trivandrum members who are regularly attending this program in the last year. And today we have the speaker, Dr. Ranjit, who is the treasurer of IAP Kerala and chairperson of AHA Kerala. And the chairperson for today's program is Dr. T.P. Jayaraman, sir. And he is past president of IAP Kerala in 2021. And he is a president-elect NNF. And he is settled in Palakkad. And he is a well-known person, doesn't need much of introduction. And I am happy that our president, IAP Kerala, Joe sir, has joined today. And maybe Dr. Krishna Mohan will join in a short time. I request Joe sir to give us a short felicitation, sir. Joe sir.
Thank you, Rubini madam. Good evening to all. Respected IAP Trivandrum branch president Dr. Rukmini, secretary Dr. Beno. Today the speaker Dr. Ranjit, the state treasurer of IAP Kerala. The senior most member of IAP Kerala State, Dr. Jayaraman sir, and past president of IAP Kerala. And senior members like Dr. Kalpana madam, C.B. Kurian, and Dr. Praveen, Dr. Joni, and all are the senior members of the IAP Trivandrum branch joined here. First of all, I take the opportunity to congratulate IAP Trivandrum branch. Is doing a wonderful job for last 1 years. Regularly, they are conducting the Tuesday series at a correct time with a very important topic. They are selected to discuss issue in the day-to-day your practice. Today, we are going to listen another important topic regarding the sexual and reproductive health is concerns. Actually, the sexual health and reproductive health, so there is a lot of confusion, even the practicing pediatrician medical practice is concerned. Actually, the sexual health is the only thing in absence of illness and injury associated to sexual behavior. But reproductive health is an entirely different issue. It's a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not a physical merely absence of disease concern. Why we are going to discuss the issue regarding this problem is that there is a alarming the statistics of sexual and reproductive concern is concerned, because if you know the globally around more than 7 lakhs the girls under 15 years are giving birth every year, and moreover that around 30 to 40 lakhs per year. Lakhs girls are between age of 15 to 19 go undergoing unsafe abortions every year. Again, as you know, there are sexual reproductive health concern with a lot of communicable disease like HIV and other sexual transmitted diseases are more, because they know how to, and the adolescent may not know the importance of safe reproductive practice in their concern. So to narrate this program, to concern regarding this program, the Adolescent Health Academies and IAP Kerala jointly organized this module for making awareness among the adolescents, school-going children. So actually this program was the pioneer for Dr. Ranjit and Dr. Deepa Janardhanan and Dr. Shibu and Dr. Joni Sebastian, Dr. C. Prasad, Dr. Vijaykumar, Dr. Mohandas Nair, Srila, and lot of IAP members are contributed this topic module, and they are prepared the module in the correct time. And before the state level inauguration of this section reproductive module, they are already started the program in school going children in various branches of IAP Kerala. So the all members are very much concerned to motivate our adolescents regarding this important issue in their life concern. So that's why actually this program was state level inauguration done, and the last week at the Medical College Campus School at along with the Dr. Ranjit, Dr. Krishna Mohan, and Dr. Vijaykumar, our immediate past president, Dr. Mohandas Nair, Dr. Kumar Viti, all present too. Importance of this program is narrated in that meeting. And I think today the problem was talk for the IAP members done by Dr. none other than Dr. Ranjit. I think He's ideal person to talk this regarding. He's a pioneer person to narrating the all the aspect of this module is concerned, and he will impart our knowledge, his knowledge to our members regarding how to concern go forward this extending the module to the our adolescent child groups. I think today the program is moderated by none other than Dr. Jayaraman sir. Is also the more concerned regarding all the adolescent health issues like suicide prevention and all the drug abuse prevention. Are more concerned with the Dr. Jayaraman sir also. So I think we are enlightening. Dr. Janjit will enlighten us regarding the this topic very well. And again, I congratulate Rwandan team choosing the first topic and the first series of this year as our module, action plan module for discussing for IAP members. On the behalf of IAP, thank you, IAP, the Rwandan branch, Dr. Mani Madam, Dr. Benno, and Dr. Rose, and all the Praveen and all the IAP Rwandan branch taken the opportunity want to conduct the program. I think I wish you all the best for the program. Jai Hind, Jai IAP.
Now handing over to Jayaraman sir for the session. Sir, please. Thank you, Joe, sir.
Thank you, Madam. Respected President of Indian Academy of Pediatrics, Trivandrum, Dr. Rukmini, Secretary, Dr. Benno, State President, Dr. Jose, Secretary Krishna Mohan, Treasurer Ranjit, Past Secretary, Dr. Johnny Vincent, Dr. all other seniors and all other delegates who are attending the session. I am extremely happy to chair this first session of this landmark Tuesday academic series launched by Indian Academy of Pediatrics Trivandrum branch last year. Actually, in continuation with whatever program they had been doing during 2021 under the leadership of Dr. Praveen and they were regularly conducting meetings on every Tuesday during 2021 over the Zoom platform, which Dr. CB and Dr. Rukmini modified into Tuesday academic series and in a very systematic way. And now Dr. Rukmini and Benno is continuing it. I am very happy about it. And all the other activities which IAP Trivandrum is continuing, especially that journal club and all those things which they are continuing this year also. I congratulate the office bearers for the wonderful activity you had been doing last year and taking up the important sessions this year as well. And regarding the action plan program of sexual and reproductive health in adolescents, this is again one of the important program of Dr. Joe's action plan, and which is of very contemporary relevance, I believe. And Dr. Ranjit is a chairperson. I think Dr. Jose has given a brief introduction to the topic, which I need not talk in detail now. And Dr. Ranjit is the person who have developed the module. So I don't want to stand in between you and the session. Actually, this adolescence is the first time in the life of an individual where the behavior of an individual is going to play an important role in the morbidity as well as mortality, which is going to affect in the adolescent period as well as in the future health of an adult as an adult. And a lot of things are happening in the stage of transition, and most of the adolescents navigate it very well, but some of them require some help, especially in these areas of sexual health and reproductive health and other health issues, so that like this non-communicable diseases, all those things are the basic seeds are laid down with the adolescent period with their behavior, with the health behavior. And we as members of Adolescent Health Academy and Indian Academy of Pediatrics have got a big role to play. And I think during the last 2 years, AHA is bringing out so many modules which should help adults, these children in a very big way in shaping into adult life. So this is part of the entire process. And I congratulate Jose for taking up this as a important action plan, and congratulate Ranjit and Deepa for this wonderful module. And also IAP Trivandrum, I wish the very best. With these words, I hand over the program to Dr. Ranjit to continue with this session. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Excuse me, sir. With your permission, our state secretary has joined. Shall I call him for a felicitation, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now I request our state secretary, Dr. Krishna Mohan, to give a felicitation.
Because as it is already time to start the session, I am not going to tell anything. I reiterate and endorse whatever our state president has said. So best wishes for the program. Over to you, Ranjit.
Dr. Ranjit, please start the session. Thank you, Dr. Krishna Mohan.
Good evening, respected Chairperson of IAP, Trivandrum, Rukmini Madam, respected Chairperson of today's session, Jayaraman Sir, respected State President, Joe Sir, State Secretary, Dr. Krishna Mohan, Trivandrum, wonderful team of Trivandrum, Dr. Benno and Dr. Rosemary, Dr. Praveen, Dr. Sibi, and all the seniors and respected teachers. So first of all, I would like to thank the team Trivandrum for giving the AHA and myself for a platform to present an important action plan of this year, that is sexual and reproductive health module for adolescents. It is indeed a need of an hour, and it is prepared by IAP Kerala and AHA Kerala. So usually the Sauhrada Club and school people request us to take a class on sexual and reproductive health module for adolescents. We know in our high school times, we only told about the decision of a flower, and the teachers briefly jump over about this topic within a quick seconds. So in our adolescent, we don't know much about the sexual and reproductive health module for adolescents. Now the adolescents, with the advent of internet and access from friends, they know more details about sexual and reproductive health, but they are not getting the proper guidance about the scientific aspect of the sexual and reproductive health of adolescents. So IAP Kerala and AHA Kerala providing the scientific information about the module and also the sexual and reproductive health. So we are prepared based on the experts comments and also experts opinion about each topic, and after the session you can express your views about every session. We can modify accordingly. Thank you. So we will start with sexual and reproductive health module for adolescents. So adolescent health, we all know it is a transition from childhood to adulthood. So there is adolescence, we know that it is an age between 10 to 19 years. There is physical, sexual, and mental maturation happening in this period. There is a hormonal and physical growth happening in that period. So the special characteristic of what is the special characteristic of adolescence? So we can describe this as an introduction slides. We can describe about their rapid physical growth and development. They have physical, social, and psychological development in adolescent period. They have sexual maturity occurred after the mid-adolescence, and their sexual activity after the mid-adolescence. They start sexual experimentation. Also, they are becoming totally socioeconomic dependent in this period, and they're starting their reproductive cycle. They started their menarche and they had nocturnal emissions, and at the end they developed into a full adult. That is development of adult mental process after the full adolescent growth and development. So we can describe adolescence into 3 stages. Accordingly, we can classify the children we are talking about based on the age group they are assigned. The early adolescence between 10 to 13 years. In that age group, the growth spurt and secondary sexual characters develops. And mid-adolescence, that is mainly in the high school and +2 period, that is 14 to 16 years, they had developed into independence, identity, and they started experimentation and they started relationship with peers and opposite sex. And late adolescence, 17 to 19 years, at the end of +2 and starting of college years, then their final development into an adult person happens. So we can describe the adolescents based on their characteristic Adolescent. There may be aggressive, they are anemic, they are dynamic, developing, they are overconfident, they may be over intelligent in some activities. In that, after the COVID era, they are more obese. The adolescents are loud but lonely, lack of information. They are lonely, so that the suicide also more in, depression also more in adolescents. They are enthusiastic, explorative, experimenting. Their social, sexual, and spiritual activity also starts in the adolescent age group. They're courageous, always cheerful. Majority of adolescents are cheerful, and they're also concerned about the others. And they're emotional, eager, and emulating. They're usually nervous, but never say no to peers. The peers are their close friends. Peers are their life. They never say no to peers when the peers are requesting for any addictions, any sexual activity, etc. So they never say no to peers, and they're also temperamental. So what is the role of adolescent sexual and reproductive health? So what is reproductive health? So we know that reproductive health can be defined as a state of well-being related to one's sexual and reproductive life. It implies that people are able to have a satisfying and safe sex life, and they have the capacity to reproduce and freedom to decide if, when, and how often to do so. So we have to convey the message that they get the knowledge of what is the normal reproductive cycle, when to have a sex life, when to have when they have the capability to reproduce, and when to reproduce, and how often, etc. They will be getting through these health modules. So what is the global statistics? The global statistics, as Josan mentioned, the girls under 15 years give birth every year, the highest being the low middle income countries. About 7,77,000 girls under 15 years give birth every year. This is the 2019 statistics. And 39 lakhs girls aged 15 to 19 years undergo unsafe abortions every year. And that 33.3 crores new cases of curable sexually transmitted infections. That is second highest among 15 to 19 years old. That is the alarming statistics. And also pregnancy and childbirth complications are the leading cause of death among 15 to 19-year-old girls. And 1,70,000 10 to 19-year-old newly infected with HIV in 2019. So we can show them these statistics and tell them about the global scenarios, that are alarming scenarios happening in our country, in our world also. So gradually we can change into understanding sexual and reproductive health. So we can show them their body parts, that is the ovaries, that is a major hormone secreting part, that is a major reproductive organ of females, and we can show them the uterus, and we can show them adrenal glands, and we can show them the about the testis, which is the main part which secretes testosterone. So there is a normal changes in adolescence happens because of these hormones, sexterols, thyroxine, growth hormone. We can show them the importance of growth hormone with the example of Messi, the famous player who had suffered from growth hormone deficiency, and Barcelona club who procured their who supported with the treatment of growth hormone deficiency. Now Messi changed to 5'7" individual. We can narrate with these examples, and also we can show them about the normal mechanism, that is the starting from brain, hypothalamus, pituitary, the hormones secreting in males, the testosterone secreting from the testis with the help of testosterone, and females the same pathway through ovaries, LH and FSH is secreting, and estrogen, progesterone is secreted from female's body. And tell them about the physical development which occurs earlier in girls, and girls having an earlier pubertal spurt, and after the age of 15 years, the 15 or 14 years, the boys develop a tolerance and reach into mature adulthood. And also we can convey about the delayed puberty, which usually 60 after the late onset of puberty in females around after 15 to 16 years, and males after 17 or 18 years. We can tell them that it is a delayed puberty, and tell them about the secondary sexual characters, that is development of breast development, hip development, facial hair development, and deepening of voice in boys, and pubic hair and armpit growth in both sexes. We can tell about with these pictures, and if needed we can show them the stages of development to make them understand whether they have any detailed puberty, etc. The initial stages like telarchy, puberty, with height, velocity, deepening of voice, and ejaculation, that is the final stage of voice development corresponding to the menarche. And we can tell them about the nocturnal emission. We can tell them openly about the nocturnal emission, which usually occurs in the sleep, etc. And also in girls, the stages are telarchy, genital hair, genital hair growth, puberty, axial hair, height, velocity, menstruation, that is menarche, and final development of status of pubic hair, breast height, etc. And we can convey them key concept about the sex, gender, sexuality, and sex. As we know that it is a biological, physiological characteristic that is usually categorized male or female. Gender, that is a socially constructed roles and responsibility assigned to women and men in given culture, location, and the society structures that support them. They classify them into gender roles. And sexuality, we know that is a sum total of person's personality, thinking, and behavior towards sex. That includes identity, emotions, thoughts that a person has displayed in the form of feelings, actions, and relationship. The sexuality may be a fluid changes. There may be a wide spectrum. It can be gender and sexuality can be changed over time. We can convey with examples like some persons from film characters, etc. And gender identity, that is the identity that usually assigned, that is girl, boy, man, woman, and also some transgenders. We can classify them into girl, boy, man, woman, and we can slowly tell them about the transgenders with the examples of any film persons like one transgender acted in Perambo, Anjali Amir, etc. And also sexual orientation. Sexual orientation, we can convey them. There may be some heterosexual, gay, lesbian relationship, bisexual, and all persons happening in our society. And sexual health also, and also reproductive health, we can tell the concepts based on these definitions. So what is the importance of sexual reproductive health? And we have to convey them the important points like contraception, menstrual health, safe abortions, maternal care, HIV, and also they need knowledge about sexual violence and pregnancy testing, etc. also. So the physical changes we had mentioned, that is adolescence physical change, we had mentioned body image issues are there in the adolescents, and we have to convey them about the body image issues like bulimia, etc. And also we have to convey about the stigma about masturbations, and because they usually ask about the penile size, genital hygiene, vaginal discharge, etc. So this module covers all these aspects. And also we have to answer them about safe sex and contraceptions, and questions about contraceptions and family planning methods also. And also we have to convey them about the unwanted pregnancies, the stigma, medical services, etc. And also they ask questions about missed periods and abortion services and fear and anxiety about being pregnant, etc. during our sessions. So first about the adolescent pregnancies. So we have to convey them about the risk for adolescent girls, not physically and emotionally mature for the motherhood. And based on statistics, we can convey them highest maternal mortality among girls aged 15 years and under, and high risk throughout the antenatal, labor, and postpartum periods. And they have to leave the schools early, affecting education and employment opportunities and futures. And also, the babies born to adolescent mothers are predisposed to increased morbidity and mortality. By this picture, we can tell them about whether they have to go to school or maternity hospitals. So don't get to go to such a crossroad. And based on the statistics, and avoid pregnancy before 21 years of age, so that their proper development occurs only after proper development only occurs after 19 years. And we have to convey them about the menstrual hygiene. So we have to convey about good personal hygiene will keep you confident during these days. And menstrual hygiene is extremely important to prevent infections, local itching, bad odor, and we have to ensure that they are taking bath daily, and they have to use cotton garments. They have to wash with soap and water after the toilet, and needs of cloth and sanitary napkins. And in many schools, they are getting the sanitary napkins and through some programs, and also many of the children are using sanitary napkins. And if they are using the cloth, it should be washed well before the reuse and not to be used more than 3 months. And cloth should be very soft. They should not be rough or thick cloth, which can cause irritations and itching. And many of them ask about the vaginal discharge. So we have to convey that most women and girls get it. It is a fluid or mucus that keeps the vagina clean and moist and protects it from infections. And vaginal discharge is not usually anything to worry about. And if they have the changes in pattern of the vaginal discharge, that is, they have any strong or unpleasant smell, is it whether it is white color, is it thick and it is slippery and wet. And if there is any alarming signs, they have to consult a doctor. If there is these characteristics, if the vaginal discharge changes color, smell, or texture, you produce more discharge than usual, it feel itchy or sore, there is any bleeding in between or after the sex, if you get pain when urination, if you get pain in the area between your tummy and thighs, then you should consult a doctor. And if they are asked about what we can do to avoid a vaginal discharge, we cannot prevent vaginal discharge, and we can to avoid irritations and soreness and dryness. They advise to have a use of plain waters, and they should not do any perfumed or non-perfumed soaps and gels. You do not use deodorant and central hygiene wipes. Do not wash inside your vagina. That is the guidelines from NHS. And also about the sexually transmitted infections, the adolescents are more vulnerable to sexually transmitted infection because of lack of awareness on genital hygiene, safe sex, and lack of maturity about the reproductive system. And they have high risk behaviors, more likely to have sexually transmitted infections, and they have inability to negotiate for safe sex, and they don't know how to use barrier methods. They lack of knowledge about the availability of youth-friendly health services, and taboos and stigma associated with adolescent health are more. So we can tell about some symptoms about sexually transmitted infections, like in both adolescent boys and girls, if there is genital ulcers, burning sensation while passing urine, swelling in the groin, itching in the genital region, perianal soreness or rectal discharge, and single or multiple papules or water lesions in the genital or perianal area. We can tell them about the sexually transmitted infection like gonorrhea, syphilis, warts, etc. And adolescent girls, if there is any menstrual irregularities, unusual vaginal discharge, lower abdominal pain, there is pain during sexual intercourse. So it is a features of sexual transmitted infections. In adolescent boys, if there is any discharge from penis, if there is swollen or painful testicles, these are the symptoms of sexual transmitted infections. We have to convey them with these symptoms. These are the signs of any sexually transmitted infections. And while preparing this module, and our gynecologist friends suggested that we have to convey them about the contraceptions very well. So as we know, the adolescents are early into sexual practice, they know how to use the contraceptions, emergency contraception also. So in our sessions, we have to tell them about what are the contraceptive methods, and we have to convey them about the hormonal methods. This is the most common use of levonorgestrel OCP is the most common use, and USP regime, that is the combined OCP, is also available. We have to just mention that there is a hormonal contraceptive methods available, and the mechanism of action also, they inhibit ovulation, they prevent implantation, and they prevent fertilization, and do not interrupt pregnancy or cause abortions. The failure rate also we have to tell them during the sessions. And next contraceptive device is IUD. It is as an emergency contraceptive, it should be inserted within 5 days of intercourse, but it is not. We are not promoting into this to adolescent. We have to just mention that there is an IUD device is also there. And hormonal contraceptive, there is also, we have to convey them that is combined on oral contraceptive rate is oral contraceptive available, progesterone only pill also available. There may be some like injectable contraceptive also there. We have to convey the message only, and we have to specifically tell them about the failure side effect of hormonal contraceptive like venous thromboembolism, arterial thromboembolism. Later they can develop into hypertension and diabetes, and there may be changes in the lipid metabolism. There may be later some chances in the liver and gallbladder adenoma also. There is no increased risk for breast and cervical cancer also. And we have to tell them about the condoms. There is a barrier method, that is male condoms, female condoms also available, and also the vaginal barriers methods are available. They know more method than us about the barrier methods, but we have to convey them there is barrier method also available, that is condoms available, and which is also helpful in preventing sexually transmitted diseases. And they ask about the emergency contraceptive. What is an emergency contraceptive? It is a term refers to modern contraceptive methods that can be used to prevent pregnancy after sex. So there are two recommended methods for emergency contraception, that is emergency contraceptive pills and also copper bearing intrauterine devices. So used to prevent pregnancy following unprotected intercourse, including failure or misuse of contraceptive, that is torn condoms, or after rape or post sex. And they usually ask whether their condoms are effective in protection about HIV. So we can convey there is a male latex condom. That is the most efficient available technology to reduce sexual transmission of HIV and other sexually transmitted infections. And also some countries, female condoms also there will be role for a prevention of HIV. And the next common doubt they usually ask about the masturbation. So we have to convince them it is a normal process. It is a part of sexual release. So we know that after mid-adolescence, they develop the sexual maturity. So it is a normal process. It is a part of sexual release. We have to tell them scientifically about the scientific facts. There are so many common myths regarding the masturbation, like it is as in the religious belief, it is a sin, and they may feel that it causes infertility, it causes impotence, and if you practice masturbation, then do not have a normal marital life. So there are so many common myths they are asked about in the sessions. So we have to tell them specifically that they have to be cautious if it distracts from the normal activities. If they are indulging more in the pleasure activities like masturbation, there is no time for extracurricular activities, and they have deterioration from academic performance, they have to reduce it. And if there is a recurrent UTI, they have to reduce it. If there is local injury, they have to reduce it, and local inflammation, they have to reduce it. So the approach for this methods, the contraceptive advice, we have to provide supportive and accessible services, enable them to understand the physical, emotional change during adolescence, address shame, anxiety, confusion around these changes, and dispel myths and provide accurate information. And we have to tell about the ways to maintain genital hygiene. They have to clean the hairs, they have to cut short the hairs in the pubic area and axillary area. If there is any skin infection, they have to get treatment. If there is an abnormal vaginal discharge, also they have to get treatment. We have to ensure them tell them to have bath twice a day. And next important question they usually ask about the pornography. We know that the proliferation of pornography materials and their ease of access are such that it's not matter of whether they're a young person will be exposed to pornography accidental or inadvertently. And many of these cases, sex sites were accessed unintentionally when a child, often in the process of browsing infant, there will be some images come. They usually get fried, usually get curious about them. Their sex, they search it more. And how alarming is the pornography? So we know that almost 30% of internet content is porn. About almost 20% of mobile phone searches for porn. The pornography industry is one of the fastest growing industry. We have to convey them that the pornography industry is also there. So pornography, we have to tell them about the legal implications of pornography based on section 67A of IT Act. This act makes publication, transmission, and causing to be transmitted and published any material containing sexual explicit act or content is punishable with imprisonment up to 5 years or fine up to 10 lakhs. So we have to convey there is such an act. And there is a section 67B of IT Act. The child pornography is illegal and punishable if we forward any child pornography videos, etc. And also child viewing, cyber pornography also illegal. There may be some positive impacts on internet pornography. They may have a positive influence on individual sexual wellness. It can lower sexual stigmas and stereotypes. It can increase sexual knowledge, and they have maybe having a positive influence of or body acceptance, and whether they have a positive influence on self-acceptance in gay, lesbian, or sexual minority individuals. That we have to just mention few positive aspects. We have to focus mainly on negative impacts. So watching porn is disconnects people from real relationship. They may lead to addiction. It can lead to a sexual aggression, rape, harassment, and overall negative attitude towards women. To see women as a sexual competitors, we have to stress this point more. So because of viewing more porn, they see women as a sexual competitive only, and it can lead to antisocial behavior and pedophilia. They can have unrealistic display of this intimacy. We have to stress they are not original, they are not real. They can have a unrealistic display of intimacy, and it goes against the moral values that creates feeling of guilt, shame, and numb feelings. And it can cause negative self-evaluation of viewers as well as their partners due to idealistic body imaging concepts. So we had to tell about the porn addiction. There is a concept of porn addiction, and they had to identify the symptoms of porn addictions and their triggers. Signs of porn addiction means excessive spending on pornography materials. It is engagement in risky sexual behaviors, and if they use porn to cope up with difficult emotions like pain, anxiety, and sadness, and feeling anger at being advised to reduce porn consumption, and an inability to quit porn despite of efforts to reduce it, and experiencing shame following porn use, and being unable to stop the habit, progressing to more extreme forms of pornography to find the pleasure, finding sexual intercourse to be less satisfying. These are the signs of porn addiction. So it should be alarmed. So how we can reduce it and slowly decrease use over time, cut off your sources, set your environment straight, track your progress, focus on attention some elsewhere like physical activity like sports or any cultural activities, and they have to reconnect with the family and friends. If they need support from counselors, we have to advise to take a counselor help if there is any addictions. And next important session, that is about the sexual health. If the peer or friends or any strangers, they are prompting for any wrong behavior like sexual activity or any substance abuse, the adolescents have to learn how to say no, or what is the importance of saying no. So many people have a knee-jerk reaction to say yes when they are asked to do some favor. Keep in mind, you are never required to say yes. It is actually okay to say no to something. The adolescents never say no to peers or any friends they know. So we have to teach them how to say no, or what is the importance of no. Many people are nervous about saying no, and many say yes due to anxiety. And Among adolescent boys and female women struggle with saying no more often. So we have to tell them, while not saying no when we really want to, may help us to avoid the immediate discomfort or confrontation. The long-term toll can range from constant stress or burnout. So the ability to communicate no really reflects that you are in the driver's seat of your own life. So they are saying no means that they are controlling their life, not the friends or others are not controlling their life and future. So why is it difficult to say no? Fear to avoid conflicts or confrontation. They don't want to disappoint others or hurt their feelings, values other people's needs and feelings than their own. So these are the things when they difficult to say no. So we can say no in a simple ways, like we can text a message, sorry, I am busy in that day. And we can keep our explanation short, sweet, and to the point, and rather than giving a complete explanation. And if there are difficulty in saying no, they had to practice in front of any mirror and say no, sorry. And they had to, if they're repeatedly asking, they can, you have to speak firmly, you can be assertive and polite at the same time. And we can tell it is in a speak the no in a firm way. And if they're constantly approaching for the same activity, or the friends are approaching for the some unwanted things, they have to be keep stand your ground. We have to say firm no, and remind the requester that it is nothing personal. Saying no doesn't mean that you are rejecting the other person. And if there is any problem with saying no at the same time, get back to them later if you feel nervous. There is no rule saying that you have to answer the right, you have to answer right way. And a simple let me think about it can give you a little more time about saying no. And also thank the person instead of feeling I know it. And if they accept our no, we have to thank the person instead of feeling I know. These are the few ways we can say the no. And also the last, we have to tell them about the POCSO Act. That is a act which protects the children against sexual offenses. That is, it is an act to protect the child in the form of sexual assault, sexual abuse, pornography. It is an act to provide provisional special courts in trial of such offenses, and it provides special court proceedings should be recorded in camera, and trial should be placed in presence of parents and other person which child has trust or confidence. So it is public act came into power in the 2012, and we have to tell them it is a gender neutral act. Any victim below the 18 years are covered under the POCSO Act, and the police is designated, police or any guardian is designated as a responsible protector. The police has to make all arrangement for legal procedures and medical treatment. The compensation is usually granted within 30 days, even if the accused has not been convicted. There is a minimum punishment for the POCSO cases and can be till to life imprisonment depending upon the gravity of the POCSO cases. So the main features of POCSO also, there is a special juvenile police unit, and if there is the guardian or any head teacher, any doctor who is non-reporting or false reporting, the punishment is up to 6 months to 1 year with fine. And also the punishment for abetment, supporting, encouraging the act is equal to offense being done in person. And if they are not able to approach the police, we can provide them the child helpline 1098. And 1098 is a child helpline. They can there is a 24-hour emergency helpline number. It is available in night and day. They can contact the 1098 and tell their counselors about the sexual abuse or any issues with the child sexual abuse, and they contact with the police, and there is special juvenile police unit, and they will give solutions, and they will make sure that the culprit is getting arrested or give the child the compensation and safety. This is the importance of the child helpline and POCSO Act. These are the things we have to, usual things we have to convey during our adolescent sexual and reproductive health sessions. So we combine these module with the help of these are the contributors, that is our president, Dr. Jose sir, Dr. Vijaykumar sir, Dr. Mohandas sir, Johnny Sebastian sir, Dr. Krishna Mohan, Dr. Shibu, Dr. Jiba Janardhan, Dr. Sri Prasad, Dr. Srila, all contributed to this important topic. So we designed this topic in such a way that the important doubts and important matters while we encounter in taking the adolescent health class are covered in this module. We are free, you can feel free to discuss whether we can add something or whether we can remove some aspects. So the topic is open for the discussion, and over to the chairperson.
Thank you, Ranjit, for that excellent presentation, as well as I am sure this module is going to be a very good one for spreading the message, as well as making these adolescents understand understand sexuality and reproductive concepts regarding sexuality and reproductive health. I congratulate you for spearheading the module. I welcome suggestions in the audience and remarks. Dr. Bina? Muted.
Sir, Binoy sir, muted ആണ്. Thank you. You mentioned about Messi. That's a good anecdote. Before that slide, there was a one slide showing statistics. The brain is not at all interested in statistics. No. It is interested in anecdotes, but not in statistics. Then, during the towards the latter part, you discussed about what should be done, what should not be done, think, etc., etc. There, we can use another symbol, the traffic signal. Usually, in diet, we use green, yellow, red, etc., etc. Here, there's a signal, stop signal. You can see in the roadside. So, stop denotes stop, then think, then observe, and then proceed. Stop, think, observe, proceed. So, in any instance, let it, and also it can be used by all people, any issue. Very few situations require rapid action. Otherwise, you can stop, think, observe, and proceed. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will include more pictures. So usually when I take class, there is more pictures. As it is a module, I reduce the pictures. We will include more pictures, sir, definitely.
Any questions from the audience side? Dr. Ranjit, shall we go to that chat box? We'll just see the questions.
Yeah, there is a question by Shija, that is fertility is decreasing
In both men and women, everywhere, especially in developed countries. Some nations like Korea and Japan already are showing severe negative population growth. Infertility clinics are mushrooming. What is the role of cell phones, Wi-Fi, and other screen time in reducing sperm count and male fertility?
There is no such studies that the Wi-Fi cell phones are decreasing the male fertility, and the studies shown that lack of proper sexual education is the main cause of the decreasing the male fertility and all. And there is usually the proper late marriages and late of being the males and females are more career oriented, and they in some part of these countries and they're going to late marriages. So the fertility rates are decreasing. There is no much studies that Wi-Fi and cell phones decrease the male fertility.
അടുത്ത question ഞാൻ വായിക്കട്ടെ രഞ്ജിത്ത്.
Yes.
How do we convince the parents regarding the need for sexual education?
We can convince them with the statics they are shown. Even if they we know that our children don't know about the sexual activity and sexual and reproductive health, they know much better than us. And while we are taking the classes, we are frightened to see the amount of questions asked by the children. They use about the flavored condoms, they ask about the esports, etc. So we are frightened to see how much knowledge they are getting from porn sites and etc. So that is the amount of knowledge they are getting. Even we struggle to answer these questions. So that is the gravity of sexual education they are getting from the internet sites, etc. So we have to convince them that whether they feel that whether their children are developing into a mature adult, they get all the access from the internet and wrong sources. So we have to give them accurate information through scientific evidences. That is the need for the sexual education.
Do you find it difficult to give talks in various schools regarding all these questions?
Initially there was a difficulty. So after the second or third session, we also get used to it. So we know that whether I think Amar Fetils are all are there. Sir is the man behind the modules, etc. And while even if there is a difference in classes, if we talk to boys at different sessions, boys, we are talking to boys, and we are taking a session exclusively for girls, then we will get more such questions. So and the girls also openly discuss about these issues more often, even if we are taking in a common classes also. So we have to stress these points very well. They usually ask about masturbation, they usually ask about the contraception, they usually ask about the emergency contraception also. So I get these questions very frequently. Even if one of our lady colleague, she got a question about G-spot, etc. So that is the knowledge among our adolescents. So we have to convince them about the correct information, etc. And while we prepare in the module, I had contacted so many gynecologists whether we should convey them about the contraceptives. So they tell that they also get 1 to 2 cases about the emergency contraceptions every day in their clinical practice, most in BC OPD also. So that is a gravity of the sexual activity and abortions in our part of country also.
Dr. Amar Fetil has raised the hand. I think you are muted.
Sir,
Good evening. Good evening.
please.
Yeah, it was very interesting to listen to Ranjit speaking. In fact, I'm very heartened to see that IAP also is now taking up this issue of or the need, trying to fill the gap, which is a felt need of good communication to youngsters. Adolescents by nature are very experimenting in this stage of life, and they will naturally undertake all kinds of risky behaviors without knowing the consequences. So it's a good idea to make them think of consequences, and we should always try to avoid telling them what to do, what not to do, but try to take a counseling approach and tell them make them describe the consequences, just like a game of chess. What happens tomorrow? What happens after 1 week? What would your situation after 1 month? Then after 6 months? Then 1 year? Where would you be? What would you like? What would be the change from what you had decided? So such kind of thinking will make them realize, support them and stand with them. That is the general idea. Anyway, very good thing, and congrats to Ranjit and IAP for this very hearty move.
Is there any more questions, Beno?
questions, madam? No, madam. I think there was only 2 questions in chat box. Any other questions from the audience?
Nothing.
Sir, if there is no more questions, can we close the session?
Yes.
Sir, if there is no more questions, can we close the session?
Yes.
1 minute. Regarding already Dr. Ranjit introduced the module, I think all the members, those who want to.
Sir, കുറച്ചും കൂടെ loud ആയിട്ട് sir കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല.
കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടോ?
കേൾക്കാം.
Yes, sir.
So all the IAP Trivandrum branch members and all the other members, the module is our state function plan module is ready. So those who wanted to conduct the program in schools, so they disseminate knowledge to the school going children, adolescent, the module is available at the Ranjit. It will be easy to share with you all. So use the module and took classes in the adolescent in your branch level. So this is you have to disseminate all the branches either this month, before March or after the next academic year. Also, we can carry out this module disseminating to the adolescent groups. Thank you. Congratulations to Trivandrum and congratulations to Ranjit and Jayaraman sir for a nice discussion, and Dr. Benoy Kureka sir for all contribution to the suggestions regarding the module, and I think everybody is benefited by this talk. Congratulations to Ranjit and team.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Jayaraman sir and Dr. Ranjit. Thank you very much. So I invite Dr. Rosemary to give vote of thanks. Dr. Rosemary to propose the vote of thanks, please.
Thank you, ma'am. I was actually very curious when before this session, I wanted to know what all is going to be covered. And I was actually, frankly, pleasantly surprised to find a lot of information on sexual health and sexual doubts. It's actually a very good module, sir. I really congratulate you for coming up with such a fantastic module. I really feel that all the IAP members will be able to do a good job disseminating it. So I thank Dr. Ranjit P. sir, our state IAP Kerala treasurer, for a fantastic talk and helping us learn more about how to deal with adolescent sexual health. I thank our chair, Dr. T.P. Jayaraman sir, past president IAP Kerala, for making this session very lively. I thank our IAP Kerala President Jose sir for always enlightening us in different topics and giving us this fantastic action plan with such a revolutionary idea. And I thank senior members Amar Fettel sir and Binoy Varghese sir for making this session more interactive and lively. And I thank all our senior delegates and colleagues for joining this meeting and making this session very fruitful. Thank you all and good night.
Thank you, Dr. Rosemary. Let us discuss the session. Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you.
Welcome.